Welcome back to the channel, and today we have this 2,000 point alternative match play game. I've got Tom back from the Advancing Fire podcast, and we had this game and it was great fun. It's the best game of Legions I've played so far, and I'm glad I got it on video for you. So today's mission, we are using the Conquest map there. You can see the 6 objectives, and we've done this game in a way that lowers the primary points and makes the secondaries more valid, and you'll understand that as we go. So how does it work? You can see the map, and you can see the deployment zones, and you can see the 6 objective markers. So we are playing 4 rounds and 4 rounds only. Objectives will be sticky, but they will score at the end of the game. The objective in your own deployment zone is worth 0 to you, but the objective in your opponent's deployment zone is worth 3 points at the end of the game. The 4 objective zones in the neutral part of the table, they are worth 1 point at the end of the game. So there's a maximum of 7 points that can be scored at the end of 4 rounds for primaries. The secondaries will be as normal, selected as normal, and we've both got carnage, so it's victory points for killing units basically. And instead of the 5, 10, 15, the secondaries will be worth 1, 2, or 3, depending on how well you do. So the game has a maximum of 10 points. That way, say you score 3 points on primaries, you can make up those 3 points on your secondary and play for a draw, and so on. Don't get me wrong, you can lose 10-0, but the game potentially could be more swingy, and we hope that comes across, and kind of prefer it to the mass scoring of just jumping on objectives. You can take them early on, you can move away, but you have to keep them, and it kind of stops. You can play in a way that stops you rushing for them, if that makes sense. So I hope that will make sense to you. That's the mission. Let's have a look at the lists. Right, let's start with Tom list. He's playing Solar Auxilia as his primary, and with a Iron Warriors allied detachment formation even. So I sent Tom my list. I put something together with loyalist bits I had, and he kind of came up with something. It's quite similar in a way, but different in others, to try and make it a good game. If it was a bit more balanced, you can skew this game with the list building. One person can bring something and someone can bring something else, and it can be so much better. So there was that element in this, and it did work. It did make for a very fun and exciting game. So let's get into what he's got. Solar Auxilia Armored Company, Tank Commander, a Rust Strike Squadron, Vanquishers, another Rust Strike Squadron of Vanquishers, and then an Auxilia Stormhammer Squadron 2. They're very cool. And then Thunderbolt support, 3 fighters with the upgraded bolt cannon. Then a Solar Auxilia sub cohort, Commander, Las Rifle Tertio 12, with some flamers in there, Tertio 8, then a big blob of Ogrins, 8 of those, Malcadors 4 with Vanquisher loadouts, and then Auxilia Heavy Sentinels, love these, 8 of those. Then in support, there is a Questoris Knight on its own there. Yeah, we'll see how that works. You'll see how that works. And then finally, the Iron Warriors themselves, Legion Subterranean Assault. These are very cool. So Termites, Tactical Marines, and Commander. And then in support, there's a big blob of 8 Terminators, probably deep striking in. And then you can see all the Termites there. So we've not used these yet on the channel, so very excited to see them. Just got some myself. And yeah, they look great. Looking forward to that. So that's it, 1966. It comes in 4 formations. That's Tom's list. So my list today is also an Auxilia list, but in my Imperial army appearance, with all my alternatives for this army. 2,000 points. So sub cohort, Commander 3, Las Rifle Tertios 6, Ogrins 2 of 6. And then I've got my Sentinels, which are the traditional type, 8 of those. And then I've got a unit of 3 Thunderbolts as well with the bolt cannon upgrades. Also have my armoured company commander in a shadow sword, singular. I think it's like 1 or 3 or 4. Don't take your super heavies and 2s. Then I've got a Rust Strike squadron of 6 and a Malcador squadron of 4 that vanquishes. And then a single bomber, not used one yet myself. I've got some Sky Strike missiles and some wing bombs in the upgrades. Then in support, I mean, you think looking at this, it's actually a Marine army, but they're so cheap. I've got Raven Guard, a Legion Sky Hunter Phalanx, 2 units of Scimitar jet bikes, 6 in those, 2 units of Javelins, 4 and 4, 1 with missiles, 1 with las cannons, and then I've got a small Legion drop pod assault, commander, 2 tacticals, small group of Terminators there, and of course the drop pods. And I almost forgot, there are 4 sabers there as well with neutron cannons. So that's my list. 4 formations, comes in at 1976. So there you go, that's both the lists. You've seen the mission, I'm going to see you on the battlefield. Hope you enjoy it. We did. See you there. Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and I've got Tom back from the Advancing Fire podcast to teach me how to play some more.
Hopefully not such a brutal game as last time.
They're all brutal.
Yeah.
They're all brutal. So let's see how this goes. 2K, it is, and it's kind of solar, isn't it? But it's a lot of Marines.
Both primary solar forces with Marine allied detachments. I've got a little sneaky knight in there as well. Yeah, let's see how it goes.
So let's have a look at the battlefield. I've gone over the mission. So we are trying that alternative style. We're using the same maps from the book, but we're scoring at the end of the game, 4 turns, and we got 10 points to choose from. So let's have a look. You can just about see the objectives there and there, and then 3 along here. Quite a built up battlefield, lots of buildings in the middle, but not so much around the objectives. We'll see how that goes. Over on Tom's corner, it's pretty much all the solar, loads of advancing there, charges on the Ogryns here, and then tanks in the rear with the gear, and you've got your termites in reserve, and the 3 fighters there. In my corner, just a mishmash again. I've got the Sentinels out on the flank. There you go.
1 block away.
Forward deployment of the Sabres. Are they Sabres?
Yeah, from the Raven Guard rules.
That's it. Moved up there. I'm just hiding. Got some speeders on.
Not the Raven Guard rules, sorry, the Vanguard.
That's it, yeah.
Formation, the Sky Phalanx formation, yeah.
Tanks out on the corner there, and then a bit more. So there you go. That's kind of it. That's where we're at. I won't go through all the orders because you kind of get to see what happens as it goes, especially after the movement phase. So, roll for first player.
Yeah.
You got your hooky dice?
Yeah, brought the broken dice back. Straight in with a massive 3.
3, okay. Well, 5, okay.
Your choice, buddy.
I'll be first player again till someone can tell me why not.
Why not?
I'll just stick with it. So we're about halfway through the movement phase, I'd say. Maybe further. I've got a little cut in for you. I've got my bomber coming in, flying over this building here. Going to drop some bombs. So I've got 3 from the bomb bay and 2 from my wing bombs. They've all got the same stats, so we decided we're going to roll them all at the same time.
Yeah. They will work out the same in the end. And
targeting the building first. So 4+ will go to 3+. That gives me 4 hits.
So,
-2.
4 7-up saves on 2d6. So, first one, saved. Second one, saved.
Damn it, I need 2 fails.
Third one, so that's 1 wound. And this is it then.
Yes!
The building is down!
This is revenge for when I couldn't take out that building and I lost. Okay.
Right, so now I've got to take hits for everyone inside. It's 4 up to see if they survive. Now I've got a bit of a mixed unit in there, so I've got 4 flamers.
Yep.
I got 8 las rifles. I'm a commander, so rather than fast dice and work it out, we can do it so we all know what it is. So flamers first. I lose 3 of the flamers.
Yep.
The las rifles. I lose a lot of the las rifles, so there's 5 las rifles dead.
Yeah.
And then my commander, he survives. So
should we sort out the mess?
I'll do, yeah, let's because now you're going to bomb the remaining dudes. So we'll cut back in when I've tidied up what I've got left.
Absolutely. So here are the survivors, but there is still more bombs raining down. So I halve my attacks from previous.
Rounding up.
See what I can do. So I'm now hitting you on a 4 because there's no building. 2.
Actually, it'll only be 1 because I'm now in difficult terrain. So I'm -1 to hit.
Right, yeah.
So 1, which is 1 dead because it's -2 and the shirts they're wearing don't like bombs.
So
morale for them. A solar is a 2+ morale for my legate commander.
Yeah, there's that 6, and that's quite a lot of to come off your total, isn't it? For,
so that drops. I mean, that's almost half me towards the breakpoint now.
Yeah,
so yeah, that was a painful bombing run.
So
but cool.
Hey, if I lose that, I feel that it was justified.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
So hey, we still got more movement to go. So another cut, we're pretty much getting to the end of the movement phase. Little scan there, but we've got fighters coming on, intercepting my lone bomber. I knew it would happen, but I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. I also fired point defense from the bomber down here. Nothing. These guys have moved over and fired point defense, killed 2 more stands. So, Tom, fire away.
Right, Sky Strike missiles hitting on 6s with tracking for intercept.
2 -1, so I've got.
And then
it's more.
tracking. Just the 2.
Okay.
So -1's on the flyer. So 4 up saves.
2 is enough. They only have 1 wound.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
No!
Oh, he's made it! I can't even believe it. You can't see my face, but I can't believe it.
Oh, bombers survived.
That's something. Right, it could be the turn for my fighters. Okay, so movement phase over. I'm electing not to bring in the drop pods. I have brought in my fighters. I am going to try and intercept. If I can do some damage, I could save my bomber. If I don't, I could lose one or the other. So we'll see, but let's go over everything we've moved. So I've kept everything you saw at the beginning here. Got tanks covering this lane in first fire, breaking out the Russes on the left. And as you can see, we've poured loads of stuff into the middle, despite the fact the objectives are on the outside. So it's going to be a case of, taking casualties and then spreading out, I think.
It's an ally bun fight, but not on the objectives.
Yeah. So Tom's got lots of units and detachments and buildings. I've learned not to, because I learned that these things are particularly good at taking things out of buildings. I've got the missiles.
Yeah, ignores cover.
So I've got jet bikes down the lane. We'll see who wins that fight. And I've got Ogrins sprinting out on the flank here. So let's do this. I've got the same attacks as you. I have thunderbolts, the same loadouts. So 6 attacks, intercepting on 6s. Holy moly.
3 so far with tracking.
Yep.
Oh. This feels like revenge for the last game. So I'm on 5 up saves, so -1. That is my Thunderbolt's
Wow.
gone. Oof, you've won the air battle already.
Wow. I brought the hooky dice this
Tasty.
time. So, into the combat phase. I had first fires here and here. No targets. The only thing the mouse could see was actually the infantry in this building. 6s, nothing. So, no close combat. Advanced fire. I'm first player. I'm going to start with my bomber. I'm going down range at these vanquishers down here. So missiles and las cannons be the same stuff.
Yeah.
Hitting on 4s. For 1 at -1. There you go. My dice are cooling off now.
So 3 up. There we go.
That's a save. So the Russes are going down range at the sabres. I've just had 1 plinked off by the only las cannon that was in range. Now we've got the juicy vanquishers.
Yeah, hitting on 4s. So 2 hits, -2, which will put you to 6s. 6s re-rolling passes.
Right, here we go. Is it worth even showing this? Or
re-roll the pass. You still roll 1 6.
Hey! So I lose 2. That's still 50%.
Yeah. So that'll be morale on those boys.
Morale for all Marines are 3 up.
Yeah,
I think,
3 ups
aren't they?
across the board.
Gets
They're
a 5.
fine.
Right, I'm going in with my sentinels at the Ogres. I don't like them there. I fired the multi-lasers. Did I take up one?
Yeah, I picked off one.
So I needed the 6s. Now I'm firing the missiles now. These are 4+ to hit. Ignores cover. It's a lot of dice.
Oh,
2 shots? You just say 2 each.
2 each, yeah.
Actually, I didn't roll well, but how many do I need? 2, 4. That was pretty abysmal, but it's still 6 hits.
6 hits. 6 up saves for Ogryns. So that is 6 dead, which only leaves 1 left. So we'll morale them as well. They are fine.
That's good. Should be 4+.
Yeah, definitely a 5 at least.
So, God, I mean, if I'd rolled better, that would have been absolute carnage. I do like these.
Sentinels are tasty.
I'm turning 5 sentinels, going down range at my javelins. You've opted for the anti-infantry because it just gives you that more firepower.
More dice, AP0, but the anti-tank rounds I only get 1 of, and it's anti-tank, so it'll be AP0 anyway, so I might as well go for more dice.
Yeah.
So, hitting on 4s. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Pretty statistical then.
8 saves.
8 saves.
Okay, 8 saves, 4 javelins, 4+ save. Oh, my. 50%.
50% They are loving life.
Oh, just to point now, so your sub cohort is broken.
Yeah.
So
they've taken a battering.
The blast markers there are denoting the broken formations. Okay, Thunderbolts. I know these are great, so I've rolled a lot of dice at them. There's no point in doing that on camera. I've hit
14 times.
a lot. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 7 and 7 between the nose cannons that went Bert at -1.
Yeah.
And the las cannons and missiles at 0 AP. So it's a lot of saves.
So let's do the -1s first then.
Yep.
So these are, the standard is 4s, so these are 5s. So that's 7 sentinels dead so far.
1 left.
And then on 4s, sentinels have been evaporated.
I've never,
That's what 3 Thunderbolts do though. They pick a unit and blop.
They've been very efficient in round 1. They've taken out 3 of their peers and taken out a whole unit of sentinels. So a couple of quick ones. The Malks there went all the way down, took out another speeder. I then activated the speeder, 1 dice, didn't really have much left. So I had a pot shot at the oak and just try and get rid of that last stand and failed to hit. So you're getting revenge now, aren't you?
I'm now down to making the least bad choices. So these 4 Russes, I'm going to pop off at the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
So only the Vanquishers in range, hitting on 6s. Do hit once, -2 Armor Bane.
-2, that affects
but you're
flyers,
a 5-up Jink, so you will ignore the Armor Bane.
So let's go with that.
Yeah, so 5-up Jink.
No!
I did pop one.
No. Does take 1 out. Okay, so combat phase done. Let's have a look. So the very last thing that happened was you fired the Stormhammers?
Yeah, Stormhammers.
At the bomber. They must have put flak rounds in.
Lucky hit.
You did get it. There was a lot of firepower coming in. You actually did it with the first shot, didn't you?
Yeah.
But I thought we'll fast dice it off camera for 1 wound bombers. So end phase. I mean, there's a big hole in the middle now.
You've won the battle in the middle, I think. But we've both got some reinforcements
going. Loads of stuff to come on here and here. You've got the slightly heavier troops. We'll see. I'm hoping the manoeuvrability of the bikes will help. Objectives, end phase. No one's falling back, are they? No one's running away. So you've got that one.
Yep.
Which is worth nothing to you.
But it stops you scoring it at the moment.
Stops me scoring, yeah. So objectives are sticky. I'm holding my home and I'm holding 1 out here. For the end of the game will be worth 1 point to me. Carnage as well.
Yeah.
Secondary, so Carnage. So
I think you're winning that at the moment.
Kill stuff. That's it. That's where the battlefield is. So we'll see you in round 2. Ready, round 2. So orders are down. We have lots of stuff now coming on here and here. I'm really looking forward to seeing the termites, seeing how they get on over this side of the board. I can't remember if we said the Ogrin got plinked off by something.
Yeah, somebody
it got killed.
Yeah.
If I'm repeating myself, apologise. So you've got advances across the board, really.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I should do now with commanders and stuff. The only one who's doing something slightly different is my commander. A lone commander is going to go and solo some tanks.
Yeah. So that is, a little bit irritating. That's why I chose the Ogrin over him. I did not want even one Ogrin.
Yeah, one Ogrin would eat stuff.
Getting into tanks. And then I've got advances pretty much across the board. I'm marching with these Ogrins here. Safety charge on these guys in the end zone. Keeping a first fire on the Shadow Sword, covering that corridor, 70-inch range, and advance on the Malks this time. So that's about it, isn't it? First player roll. Go on, you're the guest.
Oh, it comes up to the 6 now. You can't beat me.
No point rolling, is there? No point rolling.
Yeah.
So I take it you want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? I'm not that much of a tactical genius. I'm going to go first.
So loads of stuff going on in the movement phase, but I'm going to bring you over on this cut-in, and I'm going to hand you over to Tom, because we've got termites. Tell us what's going on.
Termites have arrived. This is fun. So, first one came in about here, scattered over here. We did the Quake rule for the Subterranean, but I failed to Quake the Shadow Sword and the Ogrins. That's fine. But the termites are on march, so they can come in. They've then moved up, and now they're going to point defense with their bolters into the Ogrins.
Yep.
And they are 2 dice each, so 4 for being in assault range. So I have this many dice hitting on 5s into the Ogrins.
Here we go.
So, fistful of Daka. Ooh, there's one loose.
Here you go.
So many dice.
Go.
I haven't even got. I haven't got big enough hands. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
There's another one there.
8. 8 6-up saves on your Ogrins, Chris.
Sorry, how many?
8.
8. How what have I got on my hand here? 6, 7. I think I've got 8 there. Right, so 6 ups. Zippo! And these are toast, and the Shadow Sword's got problems.
So termites, I know there's a lot of debates that termites are quite a lot more expensive than drop pods, but they're now there, and they can continue to keep marching, continue to keep point defensing, charging.
Am I right in saying that the drop pods got bolters? And
drop pods have got bolters.
They can come in and
do that, but you're obviously stuck where you land.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas those termites can come in on a march order. They can then move 10, and so you can make sure you hit something with them. So, yeah, that's quite fun. And I've got another 3 more to come in later.
Very good.
Yep.
Okay, movement done, turn 2. Loads going on. Where to start? Let's start over here because there's not much going on. Just backline stuff. Vanquishers being very careful not to poke out too far there. Troops down in the building. And the tanks moving up. So in this corner, I've pushed up with the sabres in the face of those Vanquisher Russes. Got charged. The Sentinels got charged by that commander. They've just legged it away, making a firepower threat, potentially leaving this objective. In this corner, my Ogrins made a dash behind cover. Terminators dropped in. I've brought in javelins to intercept, and my fighters have flown on here, which is risky, but the short range of their weapons makes them quite tricky actually, unlike a Xiphon. Lone jet bike in the middle, and infantry in buildings. Here I pushed up with my Malcadors, and then we saw the termites coming in. We had the second group come in. We did off camera and annihilated my infantry squad. They're now on a fallback. I teleported Terminators in. Luckily, they stayed on the board. So we've got all this going on here. I then brought in 2 units of jet bikes and took out 4 stands.
The first volley was beefy, and then the second volley I made like 8 5-up saves.
I got 6 hits and you made them all.
Yeah, but the first volley did take out a fair chunk, so it kind of worked out average.
So taking out land. So this is really interesting. Tom is going for the big 3 points there, not holding back. I've kept my drop pods in reserve this turn. Let's see how this goes. So that is where everything is. The only first fire we've got is, that should be...
Yeah, that's been slid around a few times to find a space.
The Shadow Sword. And we'll get into the combat phase, round 2. So into the combat phase, the only first fire was the Shadow Sword and rinsed the infantry of this unit here, breaking the commander, putting him onto a fallback. Tom has now elected to go with the Malcadors at the Sentinels.
So Demolishers, ignores cover first, hitting you on 4s.
Not good. Not good. Not good. Keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing.
Vanquishers, I'm going to target the models that are not in cover, so I'm not going to take the -1. So 4s. Right, those are -2. So the 6s with Armor Bane. You re-roll these. Story roll.
1.
3 6s out of 4 dice rolls. Right.
Yeah, carry on.
Last cannons, targeting the ones not in cover again. 2 more hits at -1. So
these
5
are 5
ups.
ups now. 0. So 2 more go
Yeah,
down.
not enough for morale.
No.
So I can only hit the one, only allocate to the ones not in the cover.
Yeah, take it from the edge. That's my activation, isn't it? Oh. So I've activated my fighters and I fired down at the Russ Vanquishers there, dropping 2. That was harder than I thought. Passed your morale check.
Yes, thank God.
Then I'll attacking the Sabres right in front of them. You need to drop them.
Yeah, so Vanquishers hitting on 4s.
Oh, double 6.
So
No,
that'll put you to
6 up,
6s.
rerollable.
Rerollable. But we've seen this. We've seen this 3 times so far. Oh my God! No, thank God.
They're both gone. Shame. I'd like to have got some shots off with the neutrons. -4.
But they had to go because they would have taken those Russes.
Had to go. My javelin's flown on here. I'm going to try and get these Terminators because my Ogryns there have no defense against those bolters. So I've got 4 flamers, haven't I? They hit on 4s and then 8 of the Cyclone missiles, also on 4s. 1, 2, another 4, 5, 6, 7 saves.
So 7 4-ups on the Terminators.
Oh, that was good.
2 down.
Wow.
There we go.
Wow. Actually, Terminators being Terminators. So some quick activations here. The tax here wiped out 2 Terminator stands. I failed my morale. They're on a fallback. They are not going to stay on the board. The infantry squad here wiped out the lone commander.
The shell shot commander after he come out the bombed building.
Just running around in his pants being mental. And then you fired the only 2 that could see Vanquishers down here and you missed with everything. So 3 snappy activations. There can't be that much more left.
No.
So I've got 4 Russes that have got these termites in arc. -2 in the rear, battle cannons and las cannons, all hitting on 4s. 4, 5? 5 hits? Oh no, it was 3. 4 hits.
Yeah. So these are 4-ups, so these will be a 6-up save. No, 4 dead termites.
Down. Do they have morale?
They do. They are morale 3+. Standard Marine morale.
Marine.
They are on a fullback now
as well. Terminator's now going at the javelins. Thought about the Ogryns, but hit the bikes. Confident for maybe a charge in the next round.
Yeah, both are a threat, but the speeders could shoot off somewhere else and be a threat somewhere else. Yeah. Whereas I can tie. The Ogryns are going to charge me if I don't go, but that's going to contain that fight over there. So don't know. Who knows? So hit on 5 with accurate.
That's good for here. Yeah,
this might work out. And then
kicks
another 2.
Wow,
so 2,
that's
4, 6, 8 saves on your normal save.
Which is a 4+. That was good rolling.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Here we go. Come on, Chris. Save, 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 save. Save, but I still lose 3, leaving 1 morale check passes on a 5. So some quick activations. The 1, the Malcador that could see the 1 Rust poking out there, wiped it out with a well-placed Vanquisher shot. You then fired the infantry,
Infantry into your infantry.
I did absolutely nothing, no hits. And then I fired the 4 Sentinels that could see the 2 Russes hit and wiped 1 out. I was hoping for 2. Lots of hits, lots of saves. I'm all done. You've got just the 2
2
here.
at the back there.
And that'll be the end of the round. Okay, end of the round. So the last two activations were the Storm Hammers and the Knight firing into this building, wiping out 2 infantry stands. In the end phase, loads of fallbacks here. My last 2 Terminators legged it off the board. So did my infantry. You had your Termite do a little runner, but rallied, and your commander legged it as well. And
he died running
through the Malkadors. That was it. So in this corner, more tactical strength with the Iron Warriors taking this objective. At the end of the game, it's worth 3. I'm keeping this one, and you're now taking this one with the 1 Terminator stand within, and you still hold that one. Worth 0 to you, but stops me scoring 3. So that's where everything is. Actually still quite a lot on the board. You're out of reserves, aren't you?
You still got your drop pods.
I've still got this drop pod detachment and fighters that can come in. So the ball is in your court. You've got the objectives.
I'm a little bit more back in it than I was. Turn 1, I think you had a bit of a stronger position. I've had a good turn 2.
Good turn 2.
Still worried about your flyers because I've got no real answer to them, and they're going to delete something a turn.
I'm going to have to point and click something.
Yeah.
I've got these jet bikes as well. They are in my back zone, but they can threaten this objective and they can help here. So we'll see what happens. That's the end of round 2. We'll see you in round 3. Here we go, round 3. This is swingy. This is good. This is good. I've needed this. I've needed this kind of game. So we're over the halfway point. As it stands, it's 3 points for Tom there, and a point there giving you 4 if the game ended, and I'd have 1 plus the secondaries, kills. So lots of stuff going on. Marches with the bikes. It's the best thing to do with them. By those light bolters. Advancing with the Varussias. It's got a charge of the Termite here. Advance on the tanks, charging with the attacks, marching with these. I feel like you might be going over here. Terminators and Ogrins on charges, advancing the speed up. Didn't know what to do in the middle, so they're on advance. Got infantry on a march here, taking orders from this guy. Advancing, lots of advancing all across the board here. And that's about it. I've got my fighters, of course, on an advance coming in. So, first player on. Oh, it's a 5.
You need a 6. You need a 5 or a 6.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Tom will be first player, round 3. So Tom's just spotted these guys cannot march because they are a broken formation. So he's flipped them to a charge. Just want to say as well, my deep drop pod, deep striking in, they've got to come in this turn because it's a 4-turn game. So they have to come in.
The turn before the last turn.
Yeah, so they have to come in this round. Tom's first player. We're going to do some moves. That took a while, didn't it?
That was almost as bad as turn 1.
It was good fun, but that took a long time. So movement's done. Where to start? Let's start in this corner. You don't appreciate the I go, you go when you're watching the battle reports.
Many decisions that you think at the start of turn, I'm going to do this, and by the time you get to moving that unit, you're like, no, I've got to do something totally different. It's great. It's the great thing about activation based.
So, yeah, I do appreciate you're seeing just where things end up and you don't see the reasons why. But I'm pushing forward with my tanks, going for an objective and backing up some speeders that can't do anything gun-wise. You've broken out with the vanquishers. Drop podded in over here. That was a squeaky bum dice
Scared
roll.
of the knight, so you've dropped in a bit further back.
Big charge range there. And you kept your guys in the building here. Just keep going along this side. So
these guys dropped in after I'd run out of activation, so I had to bum the charge for the knight, so they managed to get round me. Yeah, and then they ran into the building. You see the pods there. You can probably appreciate that those infantry aren't going to do much to those units, but what they do is they might just keep you there. Well, the thing is, they can't hurt me. I can hurt them, but you're in a building now, so it's hard for me to do that. But those guys will score the objective, so I've got to deal with them. Yeah. It kind of ties up everything in that back corner again. So 4 tactical stands to do that is worth it. Again, it was a good deep strike. Moving down to this, we've almost got so this is like a battle area. This is a battle area, and this is a battle. It's like 3s. So you've slid over here with your tanks, moving ever closer to the objective.
You've got my sneaky speeder in the back there. The guns can't affect, but he's keeping his guns trained on this awesome close combat down here. The Terminators have gone in and the Ogrins have countercharged, staying in base-to-base contact for the extra CAF. Left this alone. Sentinels legging it away from these tanks. A little pop-up attack gonna happen.
Yeah,
happy about that.
Cheeky little Master Tactician as well there.
Yeah, so the Legate was in this building, flipped the order, then moved on, because then I can target.
So your mounts are going to get the shot off on mine first.
Yeah, first. And then over here you saw me fire with these guys on the march, and then I got charged, backed away with the Shadow Sword from the Termites here on charges, and I brought my fighters in to try and clear them out. I do not want Tom getting 3 points for not defending my objective. That's about it, isn't it? That was pretty good.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it a lot for what we did, but there was so much countering each other and trying to work out where to go after each other's doing stuff. That was a really... Last turn 2's movement was a lot of point defense, hammering each other. This was a lot more circling each other for position.
So the beauty of this game is we're in round 3. We've still got loads of units left.
Yeah.
I think the cover in the terrains helped with that. And it's game on. There is no... We don't know who's going.
No, this is close. This is going to be very cagey for the final turn off. Let's see where we are after combats.
So movement done. We've got first fires. I've got the only 2, I think.
Yeah, no first firing for me because I'm either out of command range or broken.
Yep.
So,
and our first close combats.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. So a little sneaky pop-up attack from the land speeder at the Russes there. Did nothing. Got the hit, made the armor safe. Now first firing 4 Malcadors, las cannon, vanquished up. So let's start with the 4 vanquishes.
Yeah.
Needing 4s, I guess. Oh,
yeah, 3 hits. So 4 up saves for rolling successes. That is them gone.
They are
vanquished. Do their thing.
Didn't need the las cannons.
Pow, 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 pow.
And takes out those Russes. That's all the first fires now. Now I've got some close combat. Okay, first of the close combats was over here. As you can see, it was about 50-50, but I lost by 1 more. It was blow for blow, and then you killed another 1 more. So I did lose the combat past my morale check. They're staying there. It has broken my Sky Hunter phalanx now. Over here, and we're not rolling all the dice for close combats because it's just a lot.
It's not interesting to watch, and it's a lot of 2 old tired dads doing maths badly.
So Terminators into the Ogrins. I lost 1 stand. You lost 3.
Yeah, Ogrins bounced them.
And you chose to stay being Terminators. So that went very well for me. Close combat's done. First fire's done. Advancing fire.
Yes.
Your first player.
Fire.
So the Malcadors unleashed hell into this building, wiping out the 4 infantry there. I'm now attacking with the Sentinels. My sub-cohort, you can see now, is broken from those casualties. Going into the building here, I fired the multi-lasers, dropping 1. But now I've got these missiles, which avoid all that cover malarkey, but
Still
I've only
force.
hit once.
So a 6-up cover,
Wow.
a 6-up armor save.
Makes it.
Oh, cheeky.
Returning fire now with rifles into the Sentinels. We haven't got many activations actually. So
No, not a lot left now. So
might as well film something.
Hitting you on 5s. Oh, 3 hits.
3.
Take that. AP 0.
They got 4 ups.
4 ups on Sentinels, yeah.
How many say? 3?
3.
Alrighty. Oh, mate. Oh, drop. 3 down.
Morale.
Okay, morale check. So I can use the Legate. So I'll be still -1 for being broken. Looking for 3+. Gets it. 2 Sentinels left. Okay, quick activation. I want to film it because I want to see. I want to see the Shadow Sword action. Volcano cannon. Termite. 3+. Hits. -4. Engine killer 2. Gosh, there you go. You've seen the Shadow Sword now. Stormhammers unloaded into the attack squad there, dropping 2, only with 3 hits.
Yeah.
And I actually failed my morale check, which is big for you. My last activation is the fighters. They're going to go and try and clear these termites out. So I'm going to start with the missiles and the las cannons combined. That's given me 4 hits. Now this is a -2 to your armor.
Yeah, -1 for
AP.
natural and then -1 for rear. So these will be 6s. That is termites evaporated.
That is done. So that now clears the objective, but you will still hold it this turn because I don't have anything. I needed to clear out this turn and hopefully take it back in the last turn. So I'm actually done. What have you got left? You've got...
I have got a Rustifier.
Does that last one?
That is me. That's my last activation.
Right, okay. Okay, end phase, round 3. So the guys that were broken here, they fell back towards my table edge, making contact with the vanquishers and not being able to get all the way through. Therefore, they are destroyed, which is good. Frees up your units here now. Other than that, everything is where you saw. You fired this, didn't you? Last activation.
Yeah, shot the building, did nothing.
Everything you see, this is quite crucial down here, but I'm hoping I've got enough stuff to deal with. So you still hold this.
Yes.
Which is big. 1 round to go. You still hold this. So you've got potentially 4 as it stands. This is worth nothing to you.
I don't think you can get to that now, which I think is important.
Yeah. But I've got this one, and I've just taken this one. So it's 4-2 plus secondary.
Yeah. Because the only things you can march are your armoured.
Yeah.
But I don't think they can go far enough to get to an objective either.
Armoured are the only unbroken formation on the table now.
Well, the knight's unbroken.
The knight is,
but he stood there for 3 turns just going, hi!
Standing sentinel.
Standing sentinel. He's guarded that objective, but... Yeah, it's the most I've seen a Questorus knight survive in a game of LI, but that's because he's just hidden at the back.
Pretty much. I mean, I did actually have a lot of anti-infantry. There's not a lot of stuff I'm going to throw in that mix.
Yeah, the stuff that you could fling up the table aggressively was infantry. So holding back 2 big tanks and a knight meant you could challenge me on tactical, but I could kill you, whereas you couldn't kill me. Yeah, so it kind of that's why those have ended up hanging out at the back.
Exactly that. So the game is on a knife edge. Going into the last turn, I think 4 turns. We could actually probably play 5 with all the stuff we've got, but I think 4 gives it that edge because we've still got enough stuff to fight for it. I think 5 turns, I think it would be.
I think at the end of this turn, we would be stuff's likely to be broken or not moving. I don't know if there'd be any point to it, because we might kill 1 or 2 things, but it's very unlikely to change the objectives.
Exactly that.
So 4 feels like a very nice sweet point for this game.
Yeah.
It's very cagey and very close.
Very good. Thoroughly enjoying this game. So let's get into it. Last turn. Who do you think is going to take it? This is it, mate. Crunch time. You feeling good?
Tense.
It's tense.
It's tense.
So basically everything's in advance apart from the 1 charge down here.
Yeah. I need some bigger movement to get to the objective, but there's things you can do to counter it. I'm just kind of trying to make my way through.
So I'll give you a little view of the battlefield. So you've got a lot of good assets here. You're holding up the Ogrins, you pin them down. Didn't beat them, but you pinned them. That's enough.
Stopping them moving, stopping them get to that objective could be crucial.
So I don't think I can do this. This is interesting, whether you can jump on that. Not having marches.
I don't have the range. That's done. That's yours. Same as this one here. There's nothing I can really do about this one.
So this is interesting.
This could be contested because I've got stuff to bring through here. But you've got a lot of stuff here. I mean, I think I've got that one.
I think you've got that one.
You've got that one. You've got that one.
I need to get you off.
Potentially both could, I'll have my home on worth none and you'll have got me off, and you'll have yours. So if I keep that, that could be the factor. But there's a lot that's got to go well for me there.
That's where playing with sticky objectives, scoring at the end of the game is interesting. Because if you'd done enough damage here, you would have just kept it. Yeah.
But removing I had enough stuff up there that I had to survive to keep it. So even being sticky, I had to stick around, but fucking terrible pun. But yeah, but what I haven't done is racked up a point every single turn for that, and that rolling stone getting away from you then. Yeah,
and that would have killed the game. Really,
we'd have probably. I think turn 3 we probably we'd have probably played a bit differently as well. But potentially by turn 2 and turn 3, somebody might have had a lead that would have been like, okay, well, we're just kind of playing through to see what the end result is. This is turn 4, and it is literally coming down to what happens this turn. It's going to be big.
First player roll then. Doesn't matter. 4, 2.
No!
I'll take it.
Sure?
It could be me.
Sure?
Yeah.
Sure? Yeah. Right. We are scrabbling at tactical things. I just tried to overwatch Chris's speeder. So let's give some context what's happening. So the speeder, we were umming and ahhing about how this works. The speeder has hopped over here because the speeder is now scoring. But Chris needs to kill my Russ to do that. The flyers have arrived to kill the Russ. The Russ tried to overwatch the speeder, missed. 4 Malcadors have trained their guns up here. If the Malcadors can shoot them out, now I've already shot 1 flyer down with storm hammers. Can I shoot 2 flyers down with Malcadors?
This will save your point. So in the last moments, I've realised that I can nick this objective.
Which is when we are. This is going to come down to 1 or 2 victory points the whole game. So
and that's the whole idea.
Yeah, it's brilliant. This is awesome. Right, Demolisher cannons. Nothing. Vanquisher cannons. Nothing. Las cannons.
Nothing.
He's got away with it.
So I can now. So that was the last move of the movement phase. We'll show you the rest of the board in a minute. But before we'll get those dice rolls on because that was so crucial.
If the flyers had gone down, I would have kept that objective.
Now I've got the flyers in the ass of that Russ, and you've got nothing to take.
I can't touch them now. I mean, even if I'd have shot at them in the advancing fire stage, I'd have still been hitting 6s, so I might as well overwatch. Because if I can take them out before they shot, whoa, big. So I could nick a point there. Yeah.
I've still got to roll the dice. It's a lot of dice.
It's a lot of dice, but it is that's close. You've got to kill.
This is massive over here.
You've got to kill those 2 bases because at the moment, because I'm Iron Warriors, these are tactical strength 5 +2 for Iron Warriors because I'm in your deployment zone. So I've got a tactical strength of 14. So Chris is not double here without killing us.
I don't even have as much as that.
No, so I'm holding that. So you've got to kill them.
Got to kill them.
I've got to clear a 3-inch bubble round here.
Yeah, I've just pushed everything as close as possible.
While surviving your firepower. That's pretty secure. That's done. Yeah. Chris is not getting that.
You've broken out with the knight there, haven't you?
Yeah, the knight's finally moved. Let's see if he's going to die.
I've got vanquishers on it.
Yeah. So it's really in the middle. The Terminators have done what they need to do up there and stop the Ogrins.
But I've still managed to get something in.
It's really close. And we are literally having these brainwaves. We've gone through the whole movement phase. And it was literally then Chris went, oh yeah, I'll do that.
It was when you moved the vanquishers away from it, not bolstering it. I thought, I've got 1 unit.
I wanted to take the vanquishers in here to clear this building out because I was trying to push for a carnage point to take another detachment out to rack up a secondary. Then this is the joy of activation bases. I've done that. Chris is then you hadn't really thought about your flyers at the point. Then boom, now I can do something with them.
I didn't know what I wanted to do with them. Obviously going to leave them last. What do I want to destroy? But then I was like, light bulb moment.
Yeah, that's the joy of activation bases. You've got to keep reacting to what's in front of you rather than just here's my battle plan. I'm going through the whole turn.
So I don't know if you said, but the Vanquisher did fire Overwatch at the jet bike to try and take it. If it had taken it out, the whole thing's moved. Then the fire's right. I put them somewhere.
Well, the fires are probably coming in on the Malcadors then to try and stop them doing that. Or it's so. Yeah, it's close. Let's see what happens in combat.
That was a lot of Overwatch, and it didn't come off. It come off. So it's point.
A couple of 6s in those dice rolls.
That's all the exciting bits. This is huge. I've got to kill them, and this will be interesting. There's a lot of dice to be rolled over here.
We've got to smash the combat out first.
Got a little bit of close combat. We've got no first fires, have we?
No, because pretty much everything's broken or everything needs to move.
Yeah, okay, so let's get into it. It's a lot of dice. We'll do it off camera and we'll show you the result.
Oh, it's close.
Okay, so we've just fought this combat. It was actually 3 Ogryn stands on 1 Terminator stand. Absolutely ripping the Terminators to pieces, and the Terminators elect to hold. No problems. Now this has opened up something else. They can fire their bolters at the skimmer. So it's not very little dance. It's not.
It's so close. Honestly, I know it's probably you're all sat at home watching on YouTube, and it looks like genuinely we've been at this for a few hours now, and it's coming down to a handful of dice rolls. It's really, really close.
So we've got bolters trained on that skimmer. If only I'd moved on the other side.
Because Ogryn's got no guns to shoot me with.
They haven't, no. So they're just going to be waving their fists. So that's the only close combat. We're going into the advanced fire. I'm first player, aren't I?
You are first player.
Alrighty. Okay, so to stop that from happening, I'm starting with the skimmer itself and firing at the 2 Terminator stands. I need to kill them. Or even if I kill one and they break, or it just reduces your dice.
Yeah.
So between the Flamer and the Cyclones, hitting on 4s. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, he's blanked out. It didn't happen. It's over to you.
Right, it's time for the Stormhammers to earn their money.
You're going to get a lot of dice rolls now because there's a lot of crunch stuff.
Yeah. So Stormhammers are point defensing the multi-lasers into the jet bike. They can only hit the front. Now, because the range stops there, while Chris can allocate the hit, he can only allocate them to this model. So any hit has to be taken on that. That's the only model in that that's within 3 inches of the objective. So killing that one will take them off. They're then going to fire their primary guns into this one and hopefully do that. So the multi-laser, it's only one multi-laser from one Stormhammer because it's the only one range, but I've got 5 sponsons and 1 coaxial. 7 dice, hitting on 5s into a jet bike. Let's do it. That is 2 hits, 2 armor saves.
So 5+ armor saves. I need both of them.
Oh, he's done him!
Zippo. So he does take the first one out. First part of your plan.
Plan is done.
Succeeds.
So we have the Stormhammer cannons. These are hit on 4s, -2. They do have shred, but the -2 will go through the infantry anyway. So the shred would re-roll your armor saves, but it's going to go through your armor saves. So hit on 4s. That's 2 dead so far. Yeah. Then you've got the dual battle cannon, which is a flat -1. So that's 3 more hits. So you've got 3 6-up saves against them.
Well, there's 2, 3. No, they're all dead.
They're all dead. That's fine. I have 2 last cannons left, but they ran out of targets.
So I've got nothing to take that objective.
I've pushed you off that objective with my Stormhammers, thankfully.
I had to run for it, but...
You had to break cover and you had to take a chance.
Okay.
But I also needed that to work.
So now...
The Knight's got no target, so he's going to do absolutely nothing this game.
So I've got 1, 2, pretty much guaranteed. And this one and this one is up for grabs. So in this section of the battlefield, I've got nothing else to take this objective. So I need to get some kills, some points. Let's go Vanquishers at the Knight. So 4 of those, hitting on 4s. I've got 3 hits.
So I would have a 5+ armor save or a 5+ iron shield save. But armor bay means I've got to reroll my armor save. So I'm going to take the 5+ iron. Yep. Because it's a 5 up without having to reroll the success.
They got 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
Okay, need to fail them all.
Here we go.
Oh, he's made 2.
2. So I lose a wound.
And that's that.
Hey, Questoris Knights, overpowered.
Okay, so what we've done is we've finished off doing everything in this part of the table because this is a battle, this is a battle, and this is a battle. We've done it slightly out of sequence because we're going to show you the important dice rolls here and here. To be honest, the Knight fired and did a wound on the Vanquishers, the jet bikes, the infantry here fired into the building.
I killed the Sentinels off with a las rifle. That's about the biggest thing that's happened over here.
Yeah, so yeah, the jet bikes and the infantry fired back, killed 2, jet bike into the, whatever they're called.
Stormhammers.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Battle cannons into Stormhammers, nothing. So nothing really changed. Everything's where it is. No one has that objective. So, crunch time rolls.
Terminators. 2 dice.
2 Terminators.
Into the speeder.
The speeder.
Hitting on 5s with accurate.
Nothing. It's changing the dice.
Juju.
Nothing!
Oh! Now the Russ has got to live through an absolute hailstorm of bolts.
Fighters coming in. So I've got 4 missiles.
Yeah.
And 4 las cannons.
Yeah.
Let's do that first.
Yeah.
And I need 4s to hit you.
4s to hit.
Oh my god, that was 2. There's 2. Now these are at -2, I believe, in the rear.
2 4-ups.
Oh, he's done it!
Oh, 10 bolt cannon rounds now to survive. Oh.
Hitting on 5s?
Hitting on 5s was rapid, so 6s are exploding.
Oh, that's a lot of 6s. Bosh, bosh, bosh. These are no AP?
They're no AP, but they will get AP1 for being in the rear.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
So, 3-ups. Can I make
9
3-ups? Pretty...
No, there's a couple. It's down. It is gone.
The rust has exploded.
That's going to give me that objective, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's massive.
Massive it is.
Right. I now need to deny 3 points here. Here we go. So the attacks cannot fight back. They're on a charge. So I'm going to start with the jet bikes. 6 attacks, hitting on 5s for 2. 2 saves to make.
2 5-ups.
Oh,
you made a both! Oh, now I've just got Survivor.
Now the Shadow Sword. Right, I think he's got 6 heavy bolters.
Yeah, 2 sponsons, 2 hulls.
I think 1 las cannon. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
This is it.
This is pretty much
Shadow Sword. Last dice of the game. Volcano Cannon. 3+.
3+.
It's a hit. -4.
Dead.
Flat -4. Las Cannon.
Can you start?
No, it's a cock dice. It's a cock dice. The crowd goes quiet. It's a
miss! Here comes the heavy bolters.
6 heavy bolters.
That's 1, 2.
Well, it's good. It's 5 hits. No, I need 5s to hit. It's 2. It's 2. I'm cheating. I'm cheating.
Come on, look. No!
Nice try, guys.
Oh, so close.
Iron was not within or without.
So close.
I'm going to take this back as well. That's huge. That's a -3 off your scores. Because I think at this point we were 3-all on primaries.
Yeah.
You had that for 3.
I think that swung you the primary.
1, 2, 3 versus 3. It's taken that away from you.
But we were just doing some quick maths. We've got Carnage to work out, but I was just doing some quick maths. The knight surviving is 180. That's 200. There's for 2,000 point game. That's a big chunk to survive down there points wise. Whereas I've hit more of Chris's, but yeah, I think the Carnage is.
It's going to be a big.
It's going to be big.
That's 1, 2, or 3 points.
Yeah.
There's maximum, I think, 10, isn't there?
And I think what there's 1 or 2 victory points in it now.
So I tell you what, we're going to tidy up the table.
Do some maths.
We'll get into the end phase.
Yeah.
And come back to you with a winner. It's all over, mate. It's all over. I'm knackered.
I'll go for a lie down. We've just pointed it up, and it literally it's a 4-0 win for Chris.
4-0. We'll break it down in a minute.
Yeah, but a handful of dice rolls, that would have been my victory. We were talking resolving this objective here. If I'd have taken the speeder out, if I'd have survived their massive swing, the other way, it was crunchy.
So as it stands, end phase, I retain this one.
So for 1.
Nothing here. You retain it, but score nothing.
Yeah.
And then I've taken this one for 2, taken this one for 3, taken this one back, denying you 3.
Yeah.
0 for me.
So a 3-0 after 3-0
primaries. And then on secondaries, I can't read it, I'm blind. I've got 1 point for Carnage.
Yeah.
Doing about 1,000 points.
You were just shy of 65% of my army, so you got the lowest banding.
Yeah, so it's 1, 2, or 3 points secondaries. You did about just over 500.
Yeah, and I was just short of the sort of 700 I needed to get you over 35.
So it's 0.
So again, well, it's sort of, if I'd have kept that and that, I'd had 4 on the primary, and it'd have been 4-2 on the primary. Yeah. 4-3 with your secondary.
Yeah.
Then I'd have taken that speeder out, and I'd had that on Carnage, and it is literally we're sitting here and thinking, well, if that one model had died and that one model had survived,
you would have won.
I'd have won.
You would have won by
literally by a speeder and an infantry base. It's absolute madness. So
Tom's other problem was there was that 1 unit left. There wasn't whole units destroyed. Keeping the fighters alive, that's a lot of points.
So I dropped my fighters, which was 300 points. The Russes, 2 squads of Russes gone down, that's a lot of points. So but it's one of those games where the 4-0, if you just said it was a 4-0 win, it sounds
out of 10, it sounds a lot, yeah.
But it was 4-0 due to the last 2 or 3 dice rolls, and a couple of dice rolls different, it would have been
4-3 to you.
Yeah, madness.
So a big swing, hell of a game. It's the best game of Legions I've had. I don't know what we've done to get it. So I know Tom's looked at the list and tried not to bring anything.
So Chris sent me the list he was going to take, and I kind of had a different list that I think might have been a bit more one-sided, and I made a conscious decision not to give Chris a leg up, but build something more in line. No, I've got a lot more marine heavy with a bit of solar. Chris has got more solar, so I was like, well, I'll bring more solar then, and let's make it a bit more interesting. Like, I mean, I could have come in with a really powerful list and rolled Chris up in a turn or two, but is that fun? That's not really what we want. I have had this is probably the best game of Legions I've played as well, because it's literally come down to the wire with a bit of just making sure the lists work together.
I think the terrain worked well. Lots of line of sight blocking trainers. You can see that the game devolved into this was a battle, and this was a battle.
It's kind of split. We rushed up the middle.
Yep.
This kind of got resolved.
Destroyed everything,
and then everything's broken into kind of two fights. Opposite deep strikers was good. You know, I put pressure at the back there. Chris got pressure with the drop pods here. You know, it went from a line going this way to really sort of a swirling mass and a couple of different battles, and really, really good fun.
So all said and done, thanks Tom for coming back. Obviously I'll get you back again all the time. You're happy to come, I'll get you back.
I'm sure I'll be back.
Hell of a game. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And hey, we'll see you next time for more thrill spills and engine kills. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
What a belter.